Welcome to Snappy Talks, where retail champions unpack the decisions, tactics and mindset behind their online standout success and their epic struggles. Hosted by Dickie and Barkers, some say the Fat Boy Slim of Q-commerce. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome to Snappy Talks. So this is a podcast where we're going to chat with people making things happen in quick commerce. From independent retailers, leading brands to technology partners and industry experts, we are going to explore what's working, what's changing and what's coming next in our industry. So I'm one of your hosts, Rich Wetton, and in each episode we're going to bring you honest conversations, practical insights and real experiences from the people driving convenience retail forward. So joining me today, and he will always join me I hope, is Ian Barkley. Great to have you with us, Barkers. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. Although, well, to be honest, I played 3 hours of tennis last night, so I'm absolutely shattered. I think I'm just getting old. I did reward myself with a Domino's pizza afterwards, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Okay, moving on. Let's introduce our guests in, if you don't mind.
Of course. Well, listen, we are delighted to be joined by two absolute utter legends of the game. From south of the border, we've got George. From north of the border, we've got Natalie. And in the spirit of my wee mammy bringing me up politely, I think we'll start ladies first. Natalie, hello, how are you?
Hello, you all right?
Yeah, we're having a wee chit-chat today, and I think in the style of Cilla Black. Does anyone remember Cilla Black? Come on, you must remember Cilla Black.
Yeah.
I am.
So,
I remember Cilla Black.
George, you're maybe a wee bit young for Cilla Black, with respect.
I know Cilla. I love a bit of Cilla. She's the queen.
She is the queen. So in the style of Cilla, retailer number one, Natalie, what's your name and where'd you come from?
So, hello everybody. Some of you may know me. My name's Natalie Lightfoot, and I've got a Londis store up in Glasgow. Even though I haven't quite adopted the accent, I've been there for 20 years, and I run the store with my husband.
Brilliant. First unofficial question: who's the boss? Is it you or Martin?
Who's me? Quite clearly.
You're roping.
And do you know what? Even if he was here, he would be saying the exact same thing, not just because he's scared. But it's true. I started the store originally and I dragged him into it. So that's really how it has to stay. But I'm not going to lie, I've got 3 children and the littlest will probably be soon to be the boss.
Good to know. We'll maybe need to check with Martin and ask him the same question, who's the boss, and see if we get the same answer. George, tell us who you are, what you're up to, and a little bit about your store.
Bonjour, everybody. George Phillips. I've got a Londis in Hemel Hempstead. Yeah, I'm relatively new to Snappy. I'm a year into Snappy, just over a year, and I love what I do.
It's good to have you here. And look, we've had a bit of a week. There's been a few interesting things that have happened that are maybe pertinent to our little world of Q-commerce and retailing. Rich, what have you got for us this week that's been on the cards?
There's been lots of stories this week, right? So we're obviously on the back of the World Cup. I think we've all been very, very busy in the World Cup. And there were some interesting articles this week to say how well we've all done in the World Cup. So lots of customers obviously using our convenience stores as well as Snappy Shopper and various other platforms to buy their snacks, drinks and a few other bits and essentials. So I think that was obviously a big positive story. Congratulations to Spain for winning the World Cup. We've got a new Prime Minister, the 7th Prime Minister in 10 years, I believe. So another Prime Minister. But anyway, we won't go down the politics road today. Maybe another episode we'll open that one up. And then I guess a big story in our world. So Tesco obviously announced a partnership with Uber Eats and delivery. So it'll actually be quite good. I don't know if Natalie or George, if either of you have any thoughts on that, whether you think it's a positive thing, concerning thing. What do you think?
I don't know really. That Whoosh is a big thing. I was shocked by it because I thought they were so dedicated to Whoosh. Also, Tesco's obviously have Scoot and other things. I was pretty shocked by it, but it definitely shows the way the market's going, clearly, without a doubt. And order aggregation and all that kind of stuff is obviously a key thing for all players, not just one solo delivery service. They obviously are needing something for else.
I think it just demonstrates where we are. And if the big boys are recognising that home delivery is something they want to get their claws into, they're just looking at probably what they should have done to begin with is get their claws in somebody that has done it for so long. Where we'll win, like independents, on using like a good delivery service, reasonable, because people won't be able to, I don't think, sustain like using things like Just Eat and Deliveroo, just because of the costs and things like that. And I think they'll need to look at value, but they'll like using the service, like the opportunity of having things delivered so quickly to their door. And then they'll get into that habit, and that's where we'll win. So I'm not scared or worried, but I'm quite excited actually that more people are recognising it's socially acceptable to get things delivered within the hour, like the age of Amazon type thing, but food. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I actually agree. I think like when I saw the news, I was thinking, great, there's going to be more Q-commerce customers rather than Tesco customers, for example, right? And I think the more awareness that these services exist, the better, right? And I think it's just going to be huge, right? And I think it's all like everyone always has to raise their standards, right? And I think that will help as well. And consumers will always expect more. And I think that's just great for our industry, right? That we're all going to have to sort of, be better every day, right? Which is what we strive for. So I think that's positive.
It's making a bigger marketplace for us, because at the moment, like, people are just dipping their toe into it. Now, like, if it becomes, more widely available, more people think about it, more people have things on their phone. Again, it's about building habit. Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. So there are 3 big news stories of the week, but for me, none of them were bigger than the next one. And this is the final one I want to share with you guys. So apparently, and I'm definitely one of these people, we have been pronouncing Waitrose incorrectly for hundreds of years. So Food Bible recently wrote this week that it's not pronounced Waitrose at all. It's Waitrose. So interestingly, never heard anyone that calls it that myself. Aldi have already responded. Of course, Aldi have already responded. So they've just said, we thought it was called Way Expensive. So I don't know what you think, Barkers. Like, what's your view? What do you call it?
Well, I've just heard the news go off in my phone because of that. That was big stuff. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Interesting.
There you go.
Do you know what? I would go Waitrose with a good roll of the Scottish R. That's the way I would do it, Dickie.
Oh, that is beyond. That is the Scottish of all Scottish. That is.
My mum worked for Waitrose for 30 years. I wish I could ask her what it was. She would definitely have corrected us, but she was Greek, so I don't know what she would have said it was. Let's not go there. It's kind of like the Primark though argument, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, if you're from Scotland, it's Primark. If you're elsewhere, it's Primark.
Yeah, but isn't it funny how that's big news, and that's gone viral? How is that, of all things? We've just had as you say, Andy Burnham come in and all of that. But no, the key topic and people are interested in is Waitrose. I mean, that is the social media world, isn't it?
Is it because it's Mr. Wait and Mr. Rose? Is that what it is?
Ooh,
is it?
That's one we need to find out. You might be
now.
Correct. Yeah, we are. We're going to have to. This has just opened
Let's
up a
Google it.
Yeah. So yeah, we will definitely find that out. Cool. Right, let's get cracking now. We've had a little bit of fun. Barkers, kick us off.
Yeah, I think we can balance out the nonsense with a really good discussion here together. And look, what we kind of want to talk about is the race. And it really does feel like a race for retailers to become the customer's everyday shopping destination and not just an emergency top-up app. So, Natalie, I want to come to you first. What's your perspective and thoughts on that one in terms of the retailers being the choice, the everyday choice for the customer when it comes to Q-commerce and delivery?
Well, again, like, if people are going to change the way that they're shopping, my whole opinion on home delivery is that these days people are running out of time, and that's what we're actually trading in, that currency of time. And I think when they want to achieve all the things that they want to do, they want to go all the places they want to go, it is a need and a want for people to get things there and then. And when they start looking for the choices of how to do that, it may be Just Eat, maybe Deliveroo. But then if you're offering a service from your local shop that people already know and trust, then if you're there first, you're going to win in that area. Because I think that most people choose delivery, home delivery from within a mile of the house, sort of thing, like, so they believe that it'll get there quicker. But then others, they want to choose a reliable service, something that's really good, that offers them what they need. So yeah, I think there is a race to get in there first, not necessarily against other shops. Like, it's not about that. Again, it's about expanding the marketplace, but just having that as an avenue and work hard to to be a good shop for your customers. Because you, again, build the habit, and then they'll keep coming back, and they'll start trusting you. So yeah,
that makes perfect sense. And I think you used the word trust 3, maybe even 4 times there, and I think that's the one that really stands out for me. And George, maybe bringing you in on this one, what do you feel makes customers trust a retailer enough to spend £50 instead of £20?
I'm a convenience store and I'm selling tins of beans and stuff like that. But I think when I'm selling things like paddling pools that are 30 quid a unit, and I'm selling stuff that really Amazon should be selling, and people getting that immediate, okay, blimey, I can get a paddling pool delivered to my. I'm at the moment, the trust is for me is they see me on socials. I'm giving it all large as I naturally do, and to be honest, when you walk into the shop, it's the same thing. It ain't much far different. So you can see me on socials, and it's the same thing. But I do have that trust from a customer because they're always watching me, and they come into the store and then they see me. So the products I'm selling, just like a paddling pool or something completely different, fans or a little aircon unit, that is a trustful thing because basically if you go to Costco, people go to Costco's, they buy a product, they know they can take it back. They're buying these bulkier items from Tesco's and big stuff like that. The trust is what it is. It is the core of what you're doing. And then with trust, you can resolve issues, you can deal with issues, and you can gain people. That is your core of any business. It's exactly what everything's built on.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And Dickie, have you got any thoughts specifically, maybe on the trust factor, and from your perspective, perhaps what retailers could do to kind of forge that trust?
I think it's look, trust for me is one of the non-negotiables, right? If you want to build a healthy business and like have great customers, right? Like you have to have that trust because that's what's building that relationship. Because it's any relationship, not just business to customer, but any relationship, you have to have some trust, right? And I think interestingly, it's like George just said it around a customer trusts George's store, right? Like, and whether that's buying a tin of beans or a paddling pool, they're trusting that product's going to be good and the service they receive is going to be good. And I think that's vitally important. I think, operationally we have to, I said it right at the start of this podcast, right? Like we have to be so good because customers can be brutal, right? If we don't deliver based on what they expect, like, are we going to get the next order? Who knows, right? Maybe not. And customers are brutal, right? So we have to deliver exactly what they want. And what we can't do is deliver something they don't want as well, right? So when I look at it with my marketing head on and how I communicate with customers, right? If I know a customer always uses Snappy Shopper to buy soft drinks, I'm never going to send them a bottle of wine on an email, right? And say, we've got a great offer on wine today, right? Because all of a sudden I've lost that trust with them, right? Because they're thinking, well, I'll never buy wine from that shop. Like, why have they sent me an email with a bottle of wine on it? So we really have to, make sure that we're giving the best version of ourselves every time we have a customer interaction. George, you also said it at the start around what you see on social media is what you get in store. That's what I would expect, right? Because like, that's you. I'm buying from you. And I think, I think the trust element is important. I think the selection is also important. It's interesting how we get to that bigger basket. Because for me, it's like, customers are now buying other stuff from convenience stores other than just bread and milk, maybe a packet of cigarettes, a bottle of wine, whatever it may be for a need in that moment. They're now saying, well, actually, while I'm here, I might as well get tonight's tea or lunch for the kids this week or whatever it may be. And I think that's what we're seeing, right? In more and more, whereas, we've gone from basket sizes sort of 10, 15 pounds. Now we're up to 30 pounds, right? And it's things that are maybe coming out of left field, but servicing customers' needs right now. Paddling pool, air conditioning unit, good examples of that, right? Given the heat wave that we've got on, right? Is how we do that. But yeah, for me, 100% agree with what Natalie and George have both said, right? Trust is the big one.
It's also important to recognise your position as a convenience store owner, that you can actually do that. You can sell fans. You can sell bloody paddling pools. And to be honest, you're also going to get margin out of them because they are a seasonal product that people want now. If it's a heat wave and you can immediately get a fan instead of ordering it even on Amazon Prime, you're going to get it next day, which is amazing. It's incredible what that does. But no, you can get it within the hour. All right, I'm going to pay a couple of quid extra. I don't mind. It's your thought process, isn't it? A paddling pool, the kids, sun's shining. Well, let's get a paddling pool sent to the house.
Yeah, amazing.
That's where we win because we're so, like, as independents, that's our superpower. So we have no big bureaucratic system we have to break down. We can make decisions so quickly, the same as we do as to what we put at our till in our stores. But this time we have an opening and a window to so many more chimney pots and so much more opportunity. And it's so lucrative. And I think that's where a lot of people don't actually realise. They're so scared about starting home delivery. They don't actually realise like what potential they've got in their hand. And that's where it's quite exciting. Like when you can be so creative on social media, and George can pop up a post about paddling pools and, you know, within 20 minutes he's already sold one on Snappy Shopper.
It's nuts.
It's insane, isn't it? It's good though. It's good, and it's like great for us because we're always looking for ways to pay the bills, to make sure that we're getting that money, making that margin, which is so important to independent retailers. And you can do that all from your phone, your laptop, your decision at the cash and carry. We can order something that's delivered to our store within 24 hours, and we've got it getting it sold by the weekend. So yeah, it's and also that whole piece around like what you're offering your customers. Like we get to know our customers by like touch points over the telephone. So like my number one thing is always to make sure that I'm like ringing the customer. If I don't have something in stock and I'm not perfect, like I've sold out of that particular brand of, I don't know, crisps or flavour of crisps, I can offer them something else. And at that touch point, I can actually sell something else. But that's something you wouldn't get from a supermarket. You wouldn't get that from like your Tesco's or your
agreed.
Sainsbury's.
Yeah, agreed.
So.
I think the trending thing, as well as sort of the things that people want, like a paddling pool now, but I think the trending things as well, right? Like that's where convenience stores are doubling down. I've seen the squishy sensations this year, right? Like everyone's selling a squishy. Someone posts a video. They've either got a store full of kids within 10 minutes, or like they're going out on Snappy Shopper, right? So I think that's another area that I've seen retailers really make some good margin this year as well, just on those types of products.
Or like trading cards and World Cup stickers.
I love
like
trading.
Things that kids are looking for, like all world foods. There's so many different things that are like people want. So yeah, we can tap into it all.
You're absolutely right. I think that agility as a retailer as well, like you said, Natalie, I think that's so important because that's how we're going to win, right? Yeah, there's going to be loads of options for customers, right? We know that, but it's half a mile from your store or a mile from your store where you can really win, right? So just on that sort of increasing that basket spend and going back to Ian's sort of original question about how we get it to say £50 or even like beyond that, do you think it's those sort of bigger products, or do you actually see more and more where customers are doing sort of more of a weekly shop rather than just a top-up shop? What do you think on that, Natalie?
So me and Martin have always talked about the napkin theory. I don't know if any of you know about this. Like it's about the napkin theory in restaurants, that when a customer comes to you for the first time, there's this theory that if you give them a red napkin the first time they come in, so that all the staff know that that's the first visit. And so they treat them in a certain way and they offer them something free. The second time they visit, they give them a blue napkin and they offer them a discount on the next time that they come back in. And then the third time they get a yellow napkin, and that's how they know that they've come 3 times and they're set. They love the restaurant enough to keep coming back. And we sort of adopt that sort of behaviour with our customers. Obviously, when a delivery comes through and it says first order, we make sure we get all the touch points correct, so they get what they're wanting. If they don't, we go over and above and beyond to make sure that they're going to get a suitable alternative. We make sure our drivers know so that they deliver on that last mile. We make sure that we deliver within the times, all those sorts of things to make sure that they build, again, going back, I can't keep saying enough, but building the trust with the customer, because I think you only win on service. And when they have that confidence, then they you're checking all the dates before they go out so that nobody ever gets like an out of date, because it happens if you've got like over 3,000 products, it could happen. So you make sure that the quality is good. You make sure that, it's not squashed in the bag and all those sorts of things. We make sure with all of our customers, but obviously during busy periods, it's really difficult, but we do that more at the beginning to ensure that you're building that relationship with them. And then once they feel more comfortable and confident, then they're more likely to explore the menu. I even go as far as like asking for feedback from the customers and get my drivers to do that as well, because I have that level of control with like delivering on the last mile. And then adapting what we're offering. So if like a customer can feel confident enough to say, oh, do you not sell martini or, I don't know, a particular brand of beer or whatever, then we can then again, we're that ability to either change our range or, oh yeah, I can order that in. The same as I would if it's a customer that's coming in the store. I'm basically trying to treat them the exact same. Because there's loads of opportunity there as well, because that might be their number one drink, or their number one food item, or that's what they would buy regularly from you. So yeah.
I think it's those moments as well where that's the type of thing I would tell my friend, right? It's like they didn't have it, but they went out of their way to get it. And now every time I go to order it, they've got it. And that's the kind of conversational piece that we want, rather than I ordered from them and it took 2 hours to be on my doorstep, right? It's like those positive moments we need, and we don't always share them, right? Is important. George, what are your thoughts?
Basket spend is the most important thing. It's the one thing I absolutely try and build within the shop. My average basket spend in the shop is just under £11. I think it's £10.97. I checked that last week. But my average basket spend on Snappy is £30.69. And the thing, yeah, exactly that. It's everyone's spending on average 30 quid in the shop on Snappy, but it's a lesson, really, isn't it? Because when I'm in the shop, I'm having to create yellow barkers. I want the shop looking as neat and tidy as possible. Right, every staff on it. Let's make this. Everything's labelled properly. Everything's there. But the menus and online in general, even on every single online platform, the price is there. The product is in front of that customer. There's no fronting. There's none of that there. It makes it so easy to click a plus button to add a product to a basket, which is simply why the basket spend is higher. It's the same as nowadays when you're watching stuff on Amazon Prime. You're watching an advert and it actually gives you the choice to put it into the basket. Like Gillette, these pop-up bits are there on the menus and they are basket fillers. That's all they are to someone is, oh, yeah, I'll pack of Pom Bears, whatever it is. There are £2, whatever it is. But that's a basket filler. That is a basket spend. And when they check that button out, that is why the basket spend is higher. It is because everything is presented so easily for the customer and they're just indulged in their phone or their laptop or whatever they're doing it. But the fronting is all done for them on the app. The whole organisation of your shop is done in a very simple screen, which you're just scrolling through. No walking around, nothing.
You can tell though, can't you? You can tell when you get an order through, like that they've just shopped from a category.
Yeah.
Which is so different from in store. Like when you're serving somebody at the till and they come up to you, they're probably in the store for a maximum of about 60 seconds and they grab what they need and they don't hover. But they're hovering in a whole category. So if you've got a great cake section, they're just like, add. I'm not eating all those cakes. Well, you hope they're not, but they might be. And they've just added like 6 cakes in their basket. So,
yeah, no, it's mental. It's just a different way of people spending money. It is crazy. It is different. And even when someone comes in the shop and they have a little chin wag and you can tell they're walking around having a basket, that's lovely. That's a lovely customer because I enjoy having a conversation. Bearing in mind, I'm here to make money, of course. I'm running a business to make money, but I actually do love my customers and I love my community, and that is a very important thing. And I feel very privileged to be in the position I am where I can enjoy what I'm doing. But they are sitting on their sofa with probably Love Island or whatever it is in the background that they tell you on, and they are just scrolling through and they are adding to their basket, and it pops up. Oh, look, there's on offer at 2 for 3. Oh yeah, I'll do. Yeah, that'll do. Oh yeah, that'll do. That is what's happening, and that is why the basket spend will always be more.
I think they've got more thinking time as well when they're online, because like the power of suggestion, like you can do that a bit easier online because people can, like, you can use, like, we get sent POS and things like that in store to put in front of our, like our wonderful displays, and they look great and cracking, and some work and some don't, and some get lost in translation. But on the app, it's so easy for it to look so clean and exactly how it meant, like all that advertising brain power that goes into all these brands is like funneled through into your app, and it's there for you to take advantage of, and you're the one that gets the sale. So it just feels like such an easy win. And I do still get excited when an order comes through and I can see they've just shopped my entire, I don't know, Slay banner. And I can see it because I know that's what's in there, and they've just gone, oh yeah, I like all those. So-and-so in my house will eat those. That's for my son. That's for my partner, Love it.
It's almost that guilty thing, isn't it? If I'm buying those snacks for myself, that means I've got to feed the rest of them. Otherwise, I'm going to feel a bit more guilty about eating them when I've got them in front of me. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So, Natalie, you mentioned about hovering on a category. That must be why every time I go on to Snappy to order, for some reason, a big box of Cadbury's chocolate fingers seems to hit my my checkout every single time. Unbelievable.
It happens.
Unbelievable.
It happens to the best of us, Ian. There's no guilt in that. It's
Exactly.
the power of marketing.
And George, before we move on to any more serious conversations, I think you would be a penalty kick to win Love Island. You mentioned Love Island. You would win that, buddy, if you were on there. Surely you would.
Jesus, I'll probably get banned. I can't bear it. I can't bear anything like that. Jesus is. I'm all right. I look in the mirror and I run.
Now, Natalie, you mentioned, or you said something earlier that really stood out to me, and that was we really only win on service. I thought that was a really interesting point that you made, and I just wanted to kind of tie that into something that I've been curious about for quite a while. So, service is number one. Trust is, well, joint number one. But do you feel that grocery retail is perhaps become addicted to discounting because we've really forgotten how to win on service and maybe even win on customer loyalty?
When you say grocery retail, do you mean like supermarkets or do you mean us in store?
In store, Q-commerce, what we're all doing online. Like, are we leaning into discounting a little bit too often and a little bit too much in the absence of creating that fantastic service?
It's a conversation we have all the time in our store. So I'm obviously a Londis fascia, so George, and it's part of the Booker group, and there's other like fascias around. But we are competing against supermarkets, we're competing against discounters, we're competing against Amazon Prime because some people like to buy in bulk, Costco, with all that. So people do get over excited about the value and the price. However, the same with everything, like people still go to restaurants, people still go out and pay over the odds at pubs and things like that. So why do they do that? It's for the experience. So the experience should always win. I think you need a value message in there because I don't think I would get the sales that I'm getting from just charging over the odds and anything, and the very old traditional convenience model of just whack a certain amount on top and you're naturally more expensive because you're a convenience store. We've had to fall more in line with sort of a value message and like off a value offering, like discounts or offers each month. And most convenience store retailers will have like promotional cycles and things like that. The way that I think I know we're winning with offering a broad spectrum of products that people will want there and now, like in that moment. Before I was only offering, like before I started home delivery, it was purely like a munchie store. You know, we were originally positioned opposite a Blockbuster, so people would come across with their snacks for their movies, and I couldn't really sell a meal of any description, any food or ingredient really. It was very emergency. Whereas now on home delivery, I can do that and it can be for the price it needs to be. It doesn't need to be, you know, super discounted, or I don't need 3 varieties of, you know, brown sauce or kitchen roll or whatever. I can have one reasonable price. It doesn't have to be cheaper than B&M or Home Bargains or whatever, because it's what people want there. And the reason that is because I'm reliable. I'm open for a really long period of time during the day. I'm not at 24 hours, but I'm still pretty good at like 9 till 9:30, 7 days a week. My delivery times are really good. I think, you know, from all the deliveries I've done over the years, I'm over at Anturin now, so and I say 130,000 deliveries for 6 years we've done, and that's only off of 5,500 people. So that shows it's like loyalty is how I'm getting it, from being reliable and winning on service. So whilst value is important, I don't think it should be everything.
That makes sense, and congratulations on that number. I'm not very good at math, but 130,000 divided by 5 is a lot of deliveries per person. So congratulations to you and the team.
Yeah.
George, where do you sit in this? Where do you sit in this in terms of discounting, one, to maybe bring new customers to your offering, and then there's a nuance there, isn't there, between that and also then maybe discounting to keep your customers moving forward? Where do you sit on this?
Well, if you're only heavily discounting and the customer's only ordering that, that's it. That's your message, isn't it? That's all you're going to get out of them. And there is sometimes when I run a case of Pepsi on $1.99 because I want to get hold of new customers and all this and that. I do see people just ordering that, and that's it. That's fine. I give great value in the shop because I naturally have to as well. But it's all about service. Naturally, a bit of a chatting. Like I enjoy being a talkative, communicative person. That is the type of person I am, and I've been doing this since I was 15. And that, even though I've always been like that, I've noticed that is the attitude that when people come in, oh, hello, George, and they chat, and that's a returning customer. So, and that is when also the staff goes, like, some people have joined the shop, go, oh yeah, look, you guys are all friendly and all this and that, because it's a simple message. And if I'm displaying that message, all of my staff are displaying that message. The customers come in the shop because they know half the staff. We're all local staff, first of all. Hellos and how yous. It's not hello. It's hello John, hello Gary, hello Steve, hello Jan. Hello. It's first name basis, and then that delivery service is there as well. It's the same driver all the time. Hello, mate. There's nothing that's too hard. You know what I mean? Being polite and giving service is actually a very unique thing to receive, and I even think in the future that there will be a premium on service in the next 10 years for people will be paying a premium for service on restaurants and stuff like that to another level, because it is diluting naturally where people grow. Like, I'm sure when Tesco's opened their first shop, their service was amazing. I bet it was the best service in the world. There's now a million shops. That service is naturally going to fade out. There is always a purpose for service because it's what people resonate with. It's the difference between you walking in the shop saying, hello, Ian. Hello, mate, you all right? That's it. Pop out the TJ's, grab what I want. That's it. It sticks in your head. It's there. I know, Georgia. I know.
It's what they always say, though, isn't it? People buy from people. So.
It's exactly correct. Now, I'm not going to scale it up to the size of Amazon. TJ's ain't going to be a million shops, but I quite like my concentration of that service. It's the bit of love, and that's how I get my returners. That's how I do it. Plus, we've got great bargains, I know, but yeah.
We've had a great discussion. I think it's time to have a little bit of fun and banter, and what could be more cringy and potentially cheesy than two truths and a lie. Natalie, I think you should go first. Now, the rules of the game are simple. You're going to give us two truths and a lie, and Georgie is going to tell us which one is the lie, and then we're going to switch around to see I was going to say who's the smartest, but maybe who's the most manipulative between the two of you to convince the other one. So, Natalie, you go first. Two truths and a lie. Let's hear it.
Okay, right. So, first thing is that in one day, we once delivered 268 orders on Snappy. Another is that our store is 750 square feet. And the third is that in 1 year, we had one customer that ordered 438 times from us.
Right, so I know the square footage of your shop.
Oh.
That's one out of the way. Pretty sure yeah. I know you had a small shop. I don't know the exact size, but I know it was a small but remarkable shop because every square foot works double hard. Yeah, you've definitely done 262 orders in one day. It's going to be the last one, isn't it?
So come on, George, make a bet. Which one is it?
The last
one, 438 times is a lie.
I'm so manipulative. I have had a customer that has ordered 438 times in 1 year.
Wow.
So she's orders more than one time, once a day on some days.
I think we need to get this person a certificate or an apron or a jigsaw or something amazing.
And they're in a high-rise flat as well, so we go up and down the lift quite a lot. No, the lie was my store is actually 620 square foot.
You tricked it. Yeah.
So even smaller.
Right, so you're 80 feet off, right?
So size doesn't matter.
Right, fair enough.
The figures do.
Did you hear that, boys? Did you hear that, boys?
We're missing out for life.
Right, George. Over to you. Let's see if you can get Natalie back. Come on, look right at the camera. Two truths and a lie, sir.
I've got to think of a good lie here. Hang on. Okay. I have I have had a singing contest in the shop.
Okay.
Number one. That was a good event. we donate weekly to charity, including we've donated a pallet of bananas. So, right, we donate weekly to charity, but we have also donated a whole pallet of bananas.
A whole pallet.
A whole pallet. And I have actually crashed the van on a Snappy delivery, but ran the delivery because I was round the corner. Literally asked the person, just let me just get this delivery gone, and then we'll sort it out.
There we go.
Right.
3 options for you, Natalie. Give us your best.
Singing contest. You donate weekly to a whole pallet of bananas. Why would you have a whole pallet of bananas?
There is clearance.
Okay. And then I think you would have done that. I think you would have still delivered that delivery because you wouldn't have wanted to let them down. I know you too well. The singing contest.
I'm actually very upset with you because I've never crashed my car. Yeah.
It was service part of it, wasn't it? Oh right, there you are. We're both rubbish at guessing.
That was a good
Neither of you are very deceitful. That's what I'm taking from that.
Yeah. Don't trust a retailer. No, don't quote that.
We'll edit that bit out, Natalie. Don't worry, we'll edit that bit out.
Yeah.
No, we're definitely going to keep it in. We're definitely going to keep it in. And look, guys, just to finish, you've been very gracious with your time and your brains. Thank you for being on today. Maybe one last thing for me, Natalie. I'm going to ask you, is there a decision, or maybe what decision have you made that other retailers might have thought you were absolutely off your head about, absolutely crazy, but you turned out to be 100% correct?
God, a decision that I've made that 100% correct.
It's like an interview question, by the way. Like,
yeah, it does. I wasn't prepared.
Depend on Rich's cheek. The co-host position for the Snappy Talks podcast could be up for grabs here. So look, make this a good one.
I don't know. I think a lot. I think, in all honesty, I think just people thought I wasn't going to do very well with home delivery. Like they thought because of the size of my store, I wasn't going to. I didn't have enough to offer. People weren't going to do it, and I ended up in the top 10 within the first year of joining Snappy. Yeah, again, I'm just going to go back to just if there's any retailers out there, just believe in yourself. Like if you are driven and you've managed to open your store once, you get to open your store twice when you start home delivery. And if you've got the tenacity and the perseverance like me and Martin have to never lose, then you can make it work. You can speak to other retailers. They will help you get it off the ground. And yeah, you've got a whole business within a business. So that's probably the one crazy thing people thought I was never going to win on. COVID as well. That's an important point past COVID, because everybody thought you're going to cannibalize your sales. You're just going to stop people coming into your shop. Actually, I've ended up getting a whole load of new customers that now drive to my shop during the day and get a delivery in the evening, or vice versa. So I've got like a whole other pool of people. Yeah. Laughing in your face. But yeah, that's what I've done.
Really loving that. George, what would you like technology wise? What do you think it takes you to the next level? If you could just pluck a piece of technology out of the air and say, yeah, if I had that, like my growth's going to double overnight.
So there's a thing I'd like to do which would simplify stock levels. Stock levels are always a tricky thing, just because stock takes nowadays take so long, they're time efficient, and really you can't really get a member of staff to do it because it just costs too much. I reckon there is. I'm going to give someone a bit of a business here, because this is something I've been trying to. Yeah, write this down, because I genuinely, and I think this will happen very soon. I think within an ordering system, i.e. Booker, I reckon you could implement your shop footing into an AI system. All my plans are laid out, so fruit and veg, blah, 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 whatever it is. I reckon you could have a system. You could take a picture of each aisle nice and clearly, and it would work off the planograms that you have and order correct stock straight into your basket or ordering system. I think that is a thing, and I've been trying to build something for years, not probably because I'm not the most advanced person on it, but I've been really looking at trying to do that, because if I could do that, I could literally implement a member of staff straight away. Right, guys, can someone just go and get some clear photos of each aisle? And then it would implement an order for me on what we're running low on, and that system workout. I think that is a little bit of tech there would be amazing. And I don't think it'd be the hardest thing for a general big company to actually create. And then also as well, it link in with delivery apps if it's popping up special banners, like if the Snappy app is linking in with my Londis promotions, and it's constantly feeding them to and working out the customer. So as you say earlier, customer likes soft drinks. Right, okay, so Lucozades are on free. Right, this person likes beers. Right, Coors Lights are on at £4. It tailors those adverts to those customers. But then again, that's what cookies are all about, and then it's all about people's privacy on what they want companies to see and do. I understand that in that situation, yeah. But that's my thing there. I think will happen. That would make my life easier.
No, I agree. Recommendations definitely for increasing that basket size too, right? I think the only downside to that is when do they see the rest of what you've got, right? Like if they're just constantly ordering from that front page or just in a category, right? Yeah, I always think of Costco that put the water at the back, right? Because they want you to see everything in their store if you're just going in for their number one product, right?
The club card. It's all information. That's what a club card's about, isn't it?
That's why retailers put their milk at the back of the shop.
Correct.
Yeah, we do the same.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, genius. Great. I think we're going to wrap it up there, guys. But yeah, look, thanks so much for coming on today. Like, we really appreciate it.
Actually,
oh,
Richard,
okay. You're coming to us now.
what's the one thing that you guys are going to, the next path that you guys are going to go down? Obviously, we've got Deliveroo, Uber Eats and Just Eats. What is the thing that you boys need to be on top on for us?
Yeah, I think there's a number of things, right? I think we've talked a little bit about recommendations today. I think that's important. I think, we want to constantly improve the user experience for your customers. And we want to make things easier for you, right? And if you think about, order aggregation that we've launched recently, in terms of actually what we're doing there, we're simplifying a way for you to get to more customers. And that's, I think, when we look at even like the Tesco news this week, right? We've kind of already started doing that, and then they've gone to that, right? And I think that's important, that we just continue to innovate and look at areas where we can increase your customer base and get those customers ordering more. My world every single day is, how do I get customers active? I want those customers, when they join us, to like constantly order. And that's my biggest thing. And I've got a team of people that drive every day towards that metric. Because if you're increasing your basket size and you've got more customers ordering, you're going to be massively successful, right? And that's really important to us.
I have an idea that I came up with just recently. So I think that it would be great if there was some sort of AI that would work off of the Snappy app when customers are adding things to their baskets. Say, for example, they add spaghetti and they add chopped tomatoes, that the AI recognizes, they might be making a spaghetti bolognese. So I think we should recommend to them garlic puree and mixed herbs or whatever they fancy going in it. And then that's more likely to go in the rest of their basket. So I think it's just a top tip. That's what I think. I can't make it happen, but you guys can.
I'll tell you a very, very quick, very true story. That when I did my interview for Snappy, I had to write a paper of what I would do, and that was in it. What you've just described was in it. Well, not the AI version, to be fair, but it was like, actually, we should, like, customers might want to shop by recipe rather than by product, right? And
hard.
So, yeah.
I just think that the customers that we have, like so many of them, like sometimes ring up and like, have you got my order in? I'm so sorry, can you add in? Like they ring up and say, I've forgotten like the main reason they came onto Snappy for, which was like, I don't know, toilet roll, but still, it's not something like that.
Like, AI amazes me every day, right? Like some of the things that happen now, it's crazy, right? And we've got some very smart people in our office, right? That much smarter than me for sure, that are doing amazing things with AI. And where it gets to, who knows, right? But it's been incredible what we've done this year.
Yeah, that's the main thing. You've got to remember that. That's very important to remember.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to remember the progress, not the cons.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Listen, guys, thanks again so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. Thanks for those that have listened today too. Keep your eye out for more. We plan to do these on a weekly basis. I'm sure we'll have more amazing retailers on. We'll also have brands. We'll have some other people in the industry. Maybe even someone from Waitrose to tell us like really how they pronounce it. Who knows? Sorry, yes. Waitrose. So guys, thanks so much. And I'll let you go. We'll leave it there. Barkers, any final words?
Thank you.
Can't wait to see George on Love Island.
Yeah, I'm never going to live that one down.
Hey.
Thanks for listening in to the Snappy Talks podcast. Stay curious, keep the conversation going, and join us again soon for another Snappy Talk.